Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm going to put together my week 1 of Project Life. We are off to a good, strong start. I'm trying to stay caught up week to week with this project is my goal this year. So I've pulled out a bunch of things from the Madison collection from Felicity Jane, as well as a couple of other tidbits from Felicity Jane from past kits, and it's going to be pretty simple. I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do ahead of time. I already went ahead and typed out some of my journaling and things like that. So let me go ahead and put you guys on fast forward and we'll put together this week's layout. Okay, so I'm just going to take this one card at a time. I find that works easiest for me. I did go ahead and kind of play with things a little bit before I turned on the camera. I figured out, where I wanted things and cut down the papers. So all of the bases for each one of these cards are using pattern papers from the Madison collection, as well as journaling cards from the Madison collection and the Rebecca collection, I believe. So I pulled out a bunch of my past kits, and the Rebecca collection and a little bit of Denise had colors that really paired very well with the Madison collection. So I'm going to kind of mix and match those. But this card here is going to be my title card. So I pulled out some of those Megan tiny tags, stamped out the dates for week 1, and then I had one of those little gold charms from the Denise collection and just put all of those on some embroidery thread and then just stapled it to the top corner here. I did go back in and add a little bit of adhesive behind there as well, just so that they're not flopping around. I want them to stay where I've got them. I add a little bit of bulky embellishment in this project, like those charms, but I try to keep the bulk to a minimum. I am mixing in 2020 with the 12 weeks of 2019 that I did last year, so I want to make sure I can fit everything in this one album. But for my title here, I'm just going to spell out week 1. I'm using the Noel stickers for the word week, and I did go around them with a white gel pen just to help them kind of pop away from that background. I love that floral paper, and I wanted to not cover it up, but once I stuck those stickers down, I found that they kind of got lost in the greenery a little bit, but that white gel pen kind of helped that word pop back up to the front there. And then for the word 1, because it's kind of small, I'm going to stick it on this little label piece here. And those are the alphas from the Madison collection. And I can stick that down. And then I had some blank space on there, so I pulled out one of these rubber charms. These are probably from Elizabeth or Megan. All the collections that I used are linked down below, and all of the products still seem to be in stock. So you'll just have to search those collections for those individual pieces, but I was able to hunt them all down. This top right-hand corner is a 4x6 pocket, but I'm working with a 3x4 photo and a 3x4 journaling card. So I'm just going to attach those to the back of the card from my intro page, and it works. Totally not an issue. I was able to run that journaling card through my typewriter, type out some journaling. That's just a quick little selfie photo of my son and I in the car. We were running errands. Most of my weeks are pretty boring, and that's kind of why I struggled last year, was having enough photos. But I'm embracing the boring moments, like this photo here of my dog Mabel. This is just a lot of our evenings, me on the couch, curled up comfy and warm, and a dog laying on top of me. So this journaling card from the Madison collection says the beauty of becoming, and I added that comfy die cut, so it says the beauty of becoming comfy. And then I pulled out some of those vellum hearts. Those were from the Rebecca collection, and just used a tiny attacher to layer them up on the top. And you can see that rusty orange color and the pinks from the Rebecca collection pair very well with the Madison collection. Now this card over here, the base card is from Rebecca, and then for my journaling on top, I took a couple of the Felicity Jane journaling cards that were ones I wasn't going to use the fronts of them, or I didn't think I would use the fronts of them, and the back side of these cards have line and dot grids. So I just flipped it over, ran it through my typewriter, cut it down, and layered it on top of this journaling card. And I added that little die cut piece, and so that's a photo of my husband and I. We were celebrating our 13th wedding anniversary this year. He was in charge of planning it. I've always planned it down to like where the dogs go and the hotel and directions and all those things, and so this year I tasked him with it, and it was an interesting adventure. So I documented that. And we just had the one photo really quick of us just in the car. It was already dark. Again, like I said, why I struggled last year is because I just didn't have a whole bunch of photos, but I'm trying to embrace not perfect photos, mundane photos, and just document the moments throughout the week. So this bottom card I'm working on is another 4x6 pocket, but my photo is a 3x4 photo. So I'm going to use one of those envelopes from the Madison collection. Now these envelopes you could use as functional. You could put journaling in there, you could put extra little photos, but I'm just going to use it as an embellishment. So I'm attaching it to a piece of 4x6 pattern paper, and then I cut down a piece of white paper that I stamped on and added another heart, and I'm just going to have that pop out of that envelope as just a fun little sentiment area next to my photo. So again, pulling out those vellum hearts from the Rebecca collection. That stamp is from Madison. And then this is a photo of my husband and my boys. One of my goals this year was to have more time during the week where we're just unplugged. So playing games or reading together, or in this case, we have a little fire pit in our front yard. And so we kind of got a wild hair to go outside and do s'mores. Unfortunately, all the wood was pretty damp still. So we only lasted like 5 minutes out there before we came back in, but that's okay. I have it documented. We went out there. Again, not a great photo, and I end up totally ruining it. So here, learn from my mistake. I'm deciding to heat emboss on this photo. So I pulled out this autumn stamp set and the word blessed. I'm prepping the photo with my EK Success powder tool, and then I'm going to stamp this with some Versamark ink. Honestly, my biggest fear was not getting a good impression. So you can see here I'm making sure that the embossing powder isn't going to stick to the photo. Photo paper has kind of a weird surface to it, kind of a clingy surface, and so I thought that was going to be my issue, was not getting a clean impression, but nope, it was the heat. So I'm going to stamp this down, cover it in the white embossing powder, and then heat set it. And even though I let my heat tool heat up for a good long time before I took it to my photo paper, kept it moving, the photo paper like melts and warps and ultimately ended up cracking. So I ended up with 2 cracks in my photo. I can go back and reprint it and redo this and then just stamp that blessed word on a piece of vellum or a piece of cardstock and then attach it. But you know what? I don't want to waste resources. I don't want to waste a whole nother sheet of photo paper and ink and all of that for this photo. And you know what? I'm just going to embrace it. It's okay. It does not have to be perfect. And I left it that way to show you guys you do not have to have perfection in projects like these. Things happen. I'm not going to waste resources. I'm learned from that mistake. I'm going to know next time not to heat emboss on photo paper, and it's all good. It's not a big deal. So moving on to the journaling card, similar to that other smaller journaling card that I did, I cut out some pattern paper and then used a journaling card that had an image that I wasn't going to use, flipped it over, typed my journaling on there, and then now I'm just adding a little bit of embellishment. So I have these stickers from the Elizabeth collection, this fun kind of scallop border piece. Now these are actually kind of 3D, so you got to fluff them up a little bit and it gives them some texture and dimension. Just trying to pull in some pink into this bottom card here. And then I pulled out these stickers. These are from the Shea collection, and there's this one that says Moments. And then I kind of dig through my stash and pull out this little bow from the Madison collection. So keeping the embellishment fairly simple and not, stressing, and I'm trying to bust through some of my past kits. And that's the nice thing about Felicity Jane is that, the kits kind of mix and match. There's usually tones of colors that match and are the same throughout collections, so you can use up your stash. So there is week 1. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Check out the description box for links to everything that I used today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.